Okay. Sit comfortably. Every time before you start sitting, you must adjust your body, your posture. Make sure that the body is comfortable. Always start making sure the body is comfortable. But when the body is comfortable, the mind is comfortable. Okay? Now, 3 deep breath. Deep in. Fill your lungs with oxygen. Slow exhale. Deep in. Slowly exhale. Deep in. Slow exhale. Now, what you have is an awareness. Put your attention before you. Just pay attention of attention, in other words. Pay attention before you. There is mental clarity, awareness. Awareness. This awareness, use it to scan the body. Scan the body slowly. Scan the body from the head. You travel down slowly the face. Scan the face. Make sure you don't leave out any organs. The ears, the nose. So you scan the face. Scan it slowly. The chin, the neck. Scan it slowly. Scan down the torso. Slowly you scan. Torso, shoulder, you find any tightness, you relax. The back, the front, scan slowly. Down to the stomach. Down to your hip. Down the legs. Scanning. As you scan, slowly go back to the torso. Bring your attention back to the body. Attention on the body, the central torso. While you are at the torso, you will notice subtle breathing. Let your mind relax. Watch the breathing. Relax. But watch the breathing. Breathing, it's a rhythm. It's a rhythm. Feel this rhythm. Enjoy. Quiet. Body is breathing. Body is breathing. So that you tell yourself, I relax. I'm aware. I watch this breathing. Patience. Peaceful. Watching the breathing. As you watch this breathing, if you feel peaceful, this peaceful is passaddhi, tranquility. Feel the tranquility. Feel the joy. Relax. Some of you are too tense. Relax. If you are still with your breathing, you must watch the breathing. Observe the mind, watching the breathing. You're aware of breathing. You're aware of the mind, watching the breathing. Watching the breathing. Watching the mind, watching breathing. Now watch the mind feeling content, comfortable, watching breathing. Watching breathing. Watching the mind, watch breathing. Watch contentment in the mind. You pick one to pay attention. Is it breathing? Mind watching breathing. Watching the mind watch breathing. Or watching contentment. You choose. If you find that you're drifting, you want to gently bring attention back to the body. Back to the body. Feel the body. Feel the body. Rest in the body. When you're ready to end the sitting, you decide. When you're ready to end the sitting, you must remember deep breath first. Move your fingers. Stretch. Then open your eyes. So you decide when you want to stop. Okay. Stretch. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 means you were in La La Land. 1 means you are totally with me. How many of you say you were a 5? I think draw that curtain, yeah. How many of you say you are 5? Wow, you all managed to survive. You say what, lunchtime sure fall asleep one. So who was a 4? 3? Oh, you managed to stay awake and not bad. 2? Who into jhana? 1. Very good. Deep joy. Are you regularly into jhana one? So modest. Shall we start? Okay. Before lunch, where we have the stomach agitation, okay? Before lunch, we were talking about the akusala, right? The stressful state, the nivaranas, and so on and so forth. This is your challenge. It's a group activity. You are mindful that after lunch, important for you to talk. Talk a bit. So, what must you do to fix daily agitation? You say, aren't you supposed to tell me the answer, tell us the answer? Yeah, but you try first. Okay? You all have learned the Dhamma. Some of you have learned the Dhamma. Right? In fact, many of you have learned the Dhamma. Okay? You know about the Eightfold Path. What can you use to fix your own mind? Okay? Mahjong paper. We start. 10 minutes. Okay. This is what I want. This is what I want from you guys. I would like the cloak hanger. No, because this is an answer you learn from everybody. Okay? So, cloak hanger, can I trouble you to bring your answers up? And I want all of you, you go around as a migrating horde, okay? And go ahead and tick the answer you love. Everyone gets one tick. Guy. From all the pieces of paper that they all pull out, right? All of you, each piece of paper, you can have only one tick. All of you gets, listen. Okay, so let's say I am friend, okay? I hold up friend, okay? Then for you, everyone, you alone, you go up to friend and you can only have one tick. And there are 7, maybe 8, which means you satu orang has 7 ticks. Every page you only have 1. Okay? Your own also can, you love it so much you can tick also. But one. The purpose here is from the class, we want to see which is the one that works. Because everybody agrees this is the one I like. Okay? Okay, go. Okay. I will stand here. Oh, yeah. Hey, where my clothes hanger? The clothes is on the floor. It's all on the floor. Okay, everyone got one tick. Go and tick. You can tick every page. You only have one tick. One page, one tick per person. Yeah. One page, one tick per person. You can put it on the floor if it's easier to tick. But you must go and make sure you have ticks everywhere. Yeah. Every one of you gets one tick every page. They are supposed to. I like that cloak hanger. Why still down there? Your go to sleep. They did not this cloak hanger. Guaranteed. I can see your answers are all on the meditation and mindfulness. It's not as if you meditate every day, right? This one, be mindful that like tick. Did you guys have sealer on your form? Huh? The cloth hanger also must go and tick. Did you all have sealer on your paper? Right action. Right action. Okay, now I ask you, you all look at your own form, right? The Sila one got ticks or not? I know you have Sila and you have Sati. My question is, do people tick those? Tick of gratitude. Okay, all done? All done? Now, the groups, go back to your own paper. Everybody, go back to your own paper. Go, go, go. Take your own paper back. Okay, now, the group. I want you to read out your points and you tell me which is the one that are the most popular, okay? Any group can start. You're going to start. Assistant Mike. Wait. You must wait for the mic to come to you. Yeah. Yeah. Please, Assistant Mike. Okay, you start first.
Okay, mindfulness seems to be most one. About nine.
You have 9 points. Okay, should
be mindful.
you read out your points to them?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No. You read out your points.
Be mindful is 9 points. The understanding.
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to tell me the scores. You just tell me what did you write.
1 to 7. Or be mindful.
Okay.
Be understanding.
Be understanding.
Which include anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Think before react.
Sorry?
Think before react.
Okay.
Reflection.
Uh-huh.
Noble Eightfold Path.
Uh-huh.
Right effort and metta.
Right effort
and metta.
And metta. And the one that gets the most score is mindfulness.
Be mindful.
Be mindful. Okay. As you can see, you guys are all biased. Okay. Next group.
Go that side.
Anyone is fine. Okay, read out first.
Okay, what we have is Sama Vayama,
Right effort.
Yeah, gratitude, which has the highest score. Meditation and chanting.
Okay.
Reading Dhamma books, Dana, Chaga, Sati.
How's the Chaga score?
Chaga score 1 tick. Dana 1 tick. Sati 6.
You see, again, a certain bias. Okay.
Reading Dhamma books, 2 ticks.
2 ticks. Okay.
Meditation, chanting, 4 ticks.
I know, right? Is it meditation or chanting has more ticks?
We put it slash.
They're 2 different things.
Share.
Okay. Okay.
And most ticks will be gratitude.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay. Okay, who's next? Who wants to go next?
You point to the. Never mind, you point to your.
I can see all this group all but mindfulness, meditation. Okay, go.
Okay. Our first point is to be mindful and recognize the causes of agitation. So this one is the second highest, most popular. And then the second point will be to change your narration by reflecting in accordance with the Dhamma. So right view, seeing things with right view. So this is the highest.
Okay.
Also the second highest will be practice metta, gratitude, contentment, generosity, and compassion.
So wholesome mental states.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Next point will be on meditation. Next would be to see the dangers of agitation. Yeah. And lastly, to have faith.
Okay. And this one also not many ticks. Thank you. Okay. You all must remember, because you're allowed to to change your ticks. Okay. Who's next?
Okay, we have mindful. Remind don't need to be agitated. And the highest is watch the body, speech, and mind.
Okay.
Next is learn to reflect and refine.
Okay.
Practice chanting or meditation. Restrain or precepts.
Okay.
Recollection, recall knowledge learned. Exercise or walk away. Do what you enjoy, which is don't have any bloody tick. Talk to someone or rent it out. Dhamma in mind. attend, listen, discuss, and learn Dhamma.
Okay. Not bad. At least got new things to think about. Yeah, but still they go back to the mindfulness and meditation and so on. Okay, next.
So for us, we have keep calm as the first one, and that has the most number of ticks.
Okay.
Then bring out wholesome thought.
Okay.
Practice mindfulness is the second highest.
Okay.
We have metta meditation, and then watching my thoughts, manage my sanya,
Wow, chin one is what?
remind myself life is anicca,
Mhm.
read suttas, be contented and let it go. Then we have reflect on gratitude, and then we have practice panya, sila, samadhi, which had 0 ticks. And then last one, watch body, mind, and speech.
And I don't know whether everybody actually got to that page because the number of ticks is just too few.
I think they were,
I see.
they all gravitate there.
So they were gravitating this way. You all forgot to tick this one. Okay.
Break it down, sorry. Okay. So, number 1 is metta times 3. 5 daily reflections on the 5 themes. Meditation, mindfulness, set daily intention to stay wholesome. Reflection on ADA, anicca, dukkha, anatta. 8
Wow.
vicissitudes of life to reflect on it. Gratitude and contentment. Listen, read the Dhamma and Suttas. Join DFC. No ticks. And the most number of ticks is number 8, bestseller, gratitude and contentment.
Ah, not bad. Okay, and the last group.
Okay, I read through. Okay, number 1 is change narrative. That is
Okay.
to shift the sanya. Then mindfulness. 3 will be careful attention.
Okay,
Yoniso manasikara.
okay.
Have metta. 5 will be meditation. Anapanasati. Then
Wow, chin one some more.
5 reflections that is on the death, the old age, sickness, and then the passing karma.
Yes.
Remove yourself from the situation temporary. I don't know what I mean. Okay.
Why only temporary?
If the event is too much for you, then maybe you got to step aside first.
Ah,
Okay. Then reflect on the tilakana. Then remind oneself on the 8 worldly condition of the life.
okay.
Then investigation on the agitation. Fix the root of the problem. So
Okay.
on the reflection.
Okay.
So the highest will be on the 6,
Which
the
is
5 reflection.
wow,
the
suddenly
5
so high. Okay.
And yeah, and change the narrative, which is the shifting the sanya.
Okay. Thank you. Clearly, this class knows what it is doing, lah. But in a way, you're also shooting all over the place. You need to understand why. It is not enough to know what you're supposed to do, but to know why you're supposed to do. Why? And the intent of this afternoon is to provide you with enough that you can apply. You got 10 step, 20 step, very hard to remember. Agree? But you just need the key components. With the key components, you should be able to apply. Okay. Now, number 1, you need to understand for yourself the kusala mental states. Wait, you don't just read. You must look at me. First, you must understand we are constantly caught up with the akusala mental states. The typical regular human tends to be more aware of akusala. But our job, virya, effort, has to focus on purified mind, good thoughts, wholesome, skillful ones. So the very first thing you remind yourself, cultivate wholesome mental states. So for the ones who say, I tick on contentment, I tick on gratitude, correct. Wholesome. Which one your call, but wholesome. Must remember that. Okay? And then you see the word, no akusala, no shankara, no drifting, no dukkha. Okay, let me explain. When your mind leans towards akusala, which our mind tends to, what is going on there? It's loba, right? Something I want. Something I want. When there is something you want, you will create. You will construct. So Shankara is construction. There is no construction without akusala. You say, really? Yes. If your mind is pure, you have no akusala, right? Your mind will be mindful. It will always be present. If there were any arising thought, it would be Dhamma. Okay? You talk about mindfulness and all. That can happen only. Mindfulness is natural only when your mind leans towards kusala. If your mind leans towards akusala, it will think. This is where your construction starts. When your mind leans towards kusala, it will not think. There will be no thought. What you have is mindfulness, awareness, presence, being. But your regular mind, you see, but my mind thinks a lot. It means you have a lot of one thing. If your mind thinks a lot, it means you have a lot of one thing. It is not a good or bad thing, it's just it is. Let's say you have worry, you have duties, you have things to do, you have things, places to go to, there are people you care about, there are issues you're tackling with. This is where your mind is most active, right? Your parents sick, your children sick, you sick, straight away the mind keeps spinning around sickness. You're in for exam, you have promotion coming up, you're planning for a trip. When you're planning for a trip, a lot of happy thoughts, or so you think. I'm going to do this, I'm going to buy that, when is good time to buy this thing, exchange rate, how, Okay? No akusala, no shankara. No shankara, no dukkha. Okay? This is the flow. Earlier on, you asked about papancha. It has to, that's why I say it has to sit on akusala. Has to. Proliferation always sits on akusala. You want this, you want that, you chase this, you do that. That's why. But the moment you stop one thing, when you stop having wants, when you are content and you are happy, your mind will then be in the present. And all you experience is awareness. What's happening? Awareness. Well, only awareness. I got no life. This is life. Awareness. Okay? Remember this. Remember this. I have a lot of thoughts. You have a lot of wants. My mind cannot settle when I meditate. You have a lot of wants. A lot of akusala. Okay? So no akusala, no shankara. No shankara, no drifting. No drifting, no dukkha. That's the flow. Okay? Number one. Number two. If I need to cultivate, I can give you a package of 4. The Buddha says so one. This is the one you can teach your family members. You can teach your parents. If you find that my parents are running out of time, I don't know how I can help them, go for the 4 mental states. These 4, if they have it, no need to worry when death comes. Okay? And the Buddha said, You have heard of this expression where the Buddha said, there are these two individuals whose debt you can never repay. Even if you were to carry them one on each shoulder, your parents, one on each shoulder, you cannot repay them. You've heard of this, right? Book of 2. But if you can help them develop these 4 mental states, then you have more than repay them. If you can help them cultivate, consolidate their mind in these 4 mental states, you have more than repay them. For he without faith consolidate faith, saddha. For he or she without morality help them cultivate, consolidate morality. For he or she without generosity help them develop and consolidate generosity. For he or she without wisdom help them understand Dhamma and consolidate wisdom. Why would you have repaid if this is just the 4 states? Because with these four, they are assured of a heavenly rebirth. What's the point of giving them first class travel? They will die. Help them gain a heavenly rebirth. You buy them a chance to learn Dhamma, another life. It's for their current happiness, for their future happiness. Okay? So for yourself, you also want to consolidate in these 4 mental states. I will explain and elaborate after this. Finally, moving from here, I'm going to spend this afternoon talking about these 4. Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Panya. I'm going to spend time talking about these 4. I need you to understand clearly their unique qualities and the role they play in enlightenment. All 4 of them play an important role in enlightenment process. And you say enlightenment process is another set. I know, but you must start with these guys. Okay? Okay, how lovely. Okay. Your turn. Go ahead, talk. This group discussion, 5 minutes only, group discussion. Talk, quick. What's faith? We are all these Buddhists here. Buddhists of the first order. BDMS. You must not let Bante Dhammika down, okay? Confidence. So your unwavering confidence in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? Then I ask you, why so important? Why so important? Why is Saddha so important? Okay, so as you write your answer, you must be reflecting on that. Special or not? Then if I have no unwavering faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha, can be enlightened or not? I'll ask you lah. You answer me, oh. Okay, you all think about it, Can or not? Can enlighten or not? Without Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Don't so fast to say cannot. You must think. Why is Saddha so important? Go. Why is it so important? Because if you arrive at the answer yourself, you will never forget. If I tell you the answer, you try and memorize. Okay. All done? Now, you all have your own answer, right? You all have your own answer. I don't want you to read out the answer. I want you to be mindful of your own answer. Then when I'm done explaining, you score yourself. Okay? A maximum of 5. Okay, maximum of 5. If you feel that your answer and what I tell you is perfectly aligned, 5 upon 5. Then if I on east, you in west type, 1 upon 5. Okay? Okay, let's start. First and foremost, let me ask you, something important. Scale of 1 to 5. Really? More important than Panya? Really? Depending on the condition, okay? The answer must always be depending on condition. Some conditions, sometimes the most important Panya is irrelevant at that point. Under certain circumstances, sometimes it's useless. You need Panya. Okay? Hey. If you had written this, okay, taking refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, must be taking refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Okay, that's number 1. And number 2, faith in what? Qualities. Okay? So what's your answer? Got 5 upon 5 or not? God say qualities or not? Because, why do I say that? Hear this, What did the Buddha say? The Buddha said, having faith in the Buddha as follows. Iti piso, bhagawa, arahan, sama sambuddho, and so on and so forth. So it is not just, I believe you, Buddha, I believe you. It actually means, I believe in the qualities of the Buddha. So if you don't know the qualities of the Buddha, and here you are sitting down there professing your faith, please do know that you're off track. Okay? So what does it mean by believing in somebody's qualities? What does it mean? So you think about it, okay? Having sadda, believing in someone, it means believing in someone, in his qualities. What does it take for you to believe in someone's quality? What does it take? Yes, but what does it take? Suppose that, say, you all don't know Julian, right? Some of you do, most of you don't, right? This is Julian. Say hi. Okay? Your belief is Julian? The ones who don't know him, you believe in him? Why? Why you don't like his face? Is it why? Why you don't believe in Julian? To believe in someone's quality must then require you to know him. That's why qualities. That's why not blind. Must know qualities. Then I ask you, what's Buddha's quality? You tell me. How many of you have met the Buddha? This life? Because this life you have met the Buddha, got problem, Okay? We all don't know Buddha. We all don't know him. Some of us, our early predecessors, many generations back, might have met him, born his time, walked with him, maybe. We were the ones who went to offer dana. That's why we still like, we're here. But we don't know him, not this life. Right? How do you know him? You get Bante's book called Footprints in the Dust. You must know him. That's why there are these stories about his life. You know him through the pages of time. It must be the version that matters. No need the magic version. You are too old for magic. You need to know the qualities. None of the 9 qualities of Buddha talks about his magic. They all talk about his wisdom and conduct and his capacity to teach. The Buddha is known for his quality as a teacher. Why is that important? You tell me. What is so special about teachers? I mean, there's so many things you can say about him. Why residing in the qualities of the Buddha? It says he was teacher of God and man. Incomparable teacher getting people to tame. Those who wish to be tamed go to him and they learn to be tamed. Why are these so important? Because that was his life. To unveil the Dhamma so that we can DIY for ourselves to tame our mind. That's all he wanted to be remembered as, the teacher who show you how it is done. Left behind the method for us to apply as necessary. You must remember that. So I believe the teacher knew what he was doing. The teacher understood the mind the way he said he did. Loka Vidu, the teacher who understands the world, knower of the world, totally understood the mind with the intent of taming the mind. We burn because we thirst. The teaching calms you down. Understanding this teaching, and you experience the joy, the peace of living. This is what you must believe. So the second one was quality Dhamma. Dhamma is not even human. It's a teaching. It's a methodology. It is instruction manual. Dhamma at one level really is DIY instruction manual. How many of you read Microsoft Word? Ta-da! Then you stare at it, eyes glaze over. Dhamma's like that. That's Dhamma. But this Dhamma is beautiful. Just by a taste of it and you feel so joyous because it works. If Dhamma could not deliver joy, Dhamma would have faded away a long time ago. Just like what we said earlier, if the teaching did not deliver its outcome the way it promised, it would have died a long time ago. That's why I cannot get it wrong. You get it wrong, in our generation, we lost it. Next time y'all come back, look for Dhamma, don't have. Why? 2023, that time got people lose it. We are called the generation of the lost. Okay? Sangha. Can anyone tell me what does it say about the qualities? Supatipano, Bhagavato, Sawakasangho, Ujupatipano, Bhagavato, Sawakasangho, Nyapatipano, Samisipatipano, Nyapatipano. 4 qualities. 4. What are they? So from these 4 alone, it tells you this is about practice. This is not about men in robe. Supatipano, Ujupatipano, Nyapatipano, Samisipatipano. It's about practice. It's about the teacher, the trainer, the practitioner who practice. Well practice. Supatipano, well practice. So they are conscientious. Ujupatipano, upright. They practice honestly, sincerely. honestly, sincere, so conscientious practitioner who are honest and upright in their practice. With correct understanding for Nibbana. Correct practice. So you see, you can be conscientious, you can be honest, but you do it wrong. Agree? You can be conscientious, you're honest, you did it right, but you didn't realize that ultimately it's about Nibbana. Emancipation, liberation of the mind. See that? So all four aspects of practice, conscientious, honest, done correctly for enlightenment, Nibbana. Those are the four. You do it this way, you do it conscientiously, they are the fields of immeasurable merits. Because they will enter that stream, they will eventually drift to enlightenment. And these are the ones worthy of support, veneration, because keep them alive, they will carry the Dhamma forward. And you believe in that, don't you agree? You see a Sangha who understand what he's doing, practice conscientiously, live the life of the noble one. You see them, what happened? You're so inspired. Because they are the embodiment of Dhamma. Without them, no Dhamma. They are the embodiment of Dhamma. For generations, they carried the Dhamma. So understand this, faith shoot through the roof or not. Must be like this. Okay, so this is how it works. We always say refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? Refuge. Refuge. What does refuge mean? You tell me. What does refuge offer you? Shelter, protection, safety, relief. Agree? So this is how it works. When you are in a state of akusala, have you drifted away from Dhamma? Right? You are in a state of akusala, you're off the Dhamma. Recall the Dhamma, restore kusala. Agree? Recall Dhamma, akusala fades. Kusala arises. The mind settles. So is the Dhamma a refuge? This is what it means. You think just sit down there happy, Supatipano Bhagavato. It is not chanting. It is understanding. So you have to understand the teaching. Avoid evil, do good, purify mind. That was his teaching. Understand, see the world through the noble truth. That was his teaching. So for those of you who have spent time trying to understand, and indeed you feel you have really understood, okay? You feel you have really understood. What does it mean in daily life? Every time you get agitated, you pause, 3 deep breaths, and then you say, Dhamma. Then the mind settles straight away. Must settle straight away. What if it doesn't really settle? Dhamma hasn't become part of you yet. You still don't have the protection. Why does Dhamma protect? Because you remember the Dhamma, you let your anger go. Okay? You remember the Dhamma, you still don't let the anger go. You remember what? You remember karma, not Dhamma. Okay? So the moment you remember the Dhamma, the anger must settle. The joy must arise. So Dhamma has protected your mind. Just that word, it has protected your mind. Remember the Dhamma, recall the Buddha. Okay? Who left this for you? the Buddha, his legacy. So, remember the Dhamma, recall the Buddha, flood the mind with gratitude. This world is so beautiful. So now you have the protection of Buddha Dhamma. Recall the Dhamma, recall your practice. That is Sangha. That's how the three of them work for you. That's how they work for you. The Dhamma, the triple gem has no effect on you. If you don't know the Dhamma, you don't know recalling brings joy. If recalling then brings no joy other than fear, then there is no protection there. Then you're basically calling 911. Call. Itipiso bhagava arahat sama sambuddho. You are calling 911 for help. But if you're a practitioner and you understand the Dhamma, literally, 3 deep breaths, say the word in your mind, I'm a practitioner, Dhamma. Mind comes down, it goes quiet, you're happy again. That's the protection of the triple gem. This is how Sattva brings protection. So for those of you who have already come very far in this practice, today you can just sit where you are and you say, I'm grateful for the Dhamma. Tissue paper, daintily, you know. Isai liao, Dhamma, the triple gem will be with you anywhere and everywhere you go. Okay? So clear? Really, no. So I like the idea of working, sitting with the Sangha, you see. Yes. Sorry, next time I will like white paper. Look at the word. By itself, the word Sattva, by itself, it has no wisdom. By itself. Because Sattva is a feeling. It's a sensation. I believe in you. This is its power. This is what it does. I believe in you. It's powerful. Why is it powerful? Belief can move mountains. Belief can achieve outcomes. So by itself, Sattva is powerful. Okay, it's just feelings. Makes things happen. When you are down and you are sad, but Sattva is strong in you, all you need to do is, I believe. And immediately there arises a sense of relief. That's how powerful it can be. Is wisdom powerful? Yes. But wisdom got no feeling on. Only when you understand, then the growth and power surge. I repeat, wisdom in itself has no feeling on. Just wisdom. But the wisdom makes it possible to understand. You understand and your faith surge. That's where the feeling starts. Okay? Okay. Now, the power of Sattva is it overcomes you. Okay? A lot of us struggle with Dhamma. I told you earlier, right? Problem was vichikicca, doubt. A lot of us problem is doubt. So Sattva, very powerful. It neutralizes doubt. Now, in the time of the Buddha, there were many occasions, many. Every Nikaya got some stories, one. Whole bunch of Brahmin, very circus atas Brahmin. Circus atas, circus atas. The sort that go around with golden chariot type, then got driver with nice long golden pony type hair with button on their shoulder type, very, very circus atas, okay? And it's all form. I love to show off. But many of them sneakily, quietly go find Buddha. They need affirmation from Buddha. Okay, why is it Buddha can draw these guys, right? Do you know why? Apart from his personal charisma, he was friends of kings. Okay? Those very high power. So imagine Li Hsien go visit Buddha. Okay, Li Hsien no, actually no standard. Lee Kuan Yew visit Buddha. Okay, Lee Kuan Yew visit Buddha, right? When that happens, the rest of the world, like, right? I mean, I don't know Buddha, but I know Lee Kuan Yew, right? So if Lee Kuan Yew can every evening leave his car, live in this limousine to where the Buddha stay in Ang Mo Kio, right? So they go there. Every evening he go find Buddha, 7 o'clock. Okay. The outrider, then they'll go there. The world will see, right? The world impressed, right? That's why. That's why all these Brahmins will go and look for the Buddha. Then they will go and ask him, hey Buddha, what you teach? What you teach? Why Lee Kuan Yew every evening come look for you? They will do that. A lot of them will go but when they went, they were not impressed. Initially when they went, some of them were curious. Some of them not very impressed. They like, I'm curious. Everybody see my reputation very famous. He was very famous. So because he was so famous, every time he arrived at a village somewhere, everybody get excited. All these Brahmin will come, right? Go, sure. Yeah, so and so now seeing Buddha. Okay. And then they'll have that conversation. So they went in with Vichikicha, right? They all go in with Vichikicha. And I don't know one case when they left, they don't have Saddha. Everyone, when they leave, they have Saddha. Everyone. So the Saddha overcome that Vichikicha to make their mind open to Dhamma. Not all of them entered stream. Most of them didn't. But many of them learned and became lay supporter. They tolerated, they supported. And many of them invited him back for breakfast, lunch. They all prepare hearty meal to feed him. By the way, when you feed, you don't feed Buddha, okay? You feed Buddha plus 500. Which means he goes around with quite a big group of people, okay? So fundamentally, Saddha is very powerful because it creates a very strong, warm feeling, gets people very receptive, they're able to hear the Dhamma, they are able to learn. Now, this is the expression. You must be able to hear. That's the step one. Step one, you must hear. Meaning you have to let the knowledge go in. Cannot hear, cannot remember, cannot learn. Okay? So here it goes in. Once it goes into your mind, you must remember. Because you can only reflect on what you can remember. That's why you want to memorize. I know you love Google, so do I. But Google cannot help you when you meditate. You sit there, then, I must Google, I check. Google cannot help you. You must memorize. And you memorize small points, few points. 3. You older 2. You younger 5. Why do you think the Buddha's teaching, we are the famous one? Book of 1, book of 2, book of 3, to book of 11. Why? Because that's how you memorize. Remember the 5 points. Remember in order. Forgot already? Never mind. Don't check TikTok. Check Nikaya. Okay? Check. Book of 1, book of 2, book of 3, book of 4. The answers are all there. You remember that? That 5. That's all you need. I have people who have asked, where should I start? Where should I start? What do I remember? I tell people, Dhammapada. got story. Your love story got story, got short stanza. Very easy to remember. Pick one. Learn that one. One enough. You can do this one. Back, front, back. Enlightenment. Really, enlightenment. No need to DFC 1, DFC 2, DFC 3, DFC 4, DFC 675. Alright, no need. Huh? Okay. Want a break or shall we continue? Take a break, take a break. I repeat. The first thing you want to answer, what is sila? Okay. Then the second thing that you must answer is why. Why is it so important? You go and answer lah. Answer there. Okay. Alright. Okay. Everybody ready? Okay. So, same drill. You all have your own answers. Everybody's so sure of the answer. Okay? You better be sure of your answer. So let's say step 1. What is sila? Morality. Okay. You got this line? You all have this line, right? I know everyone like 5 precept. So no standard. Go for the big one. But did you see the flow? Avoid evil. Do good. Purify mind. There is a reason for the flow. What is the reason for the flow? Why like that? Why not do good, avoid evil? Correct. Our mind tends to lean towards akusala. It's the path of least resistance. I want something, go grab. I get angry, I scold. I get anxious, I fret. The mind leans towards akusala. And you need to act with some restraint. Okay? That's mind's natural tendencies. The mind's natural tendencies is to see the world in dichotomous terms. Me versus you. Us versus them. This is the instinct. Then my question to you is, why is our mind like that? Survival. Millennium of being chased around by animals, right? Or we chase animal to feed our family. It's actually, originally, it is survival. But there's a part of our mind that doesn't catch up with modern times. So it still stays in the old days. Okay? Now, I ask you, why was morality important? Have you thought about it? Why is it so important? Remember what I said? The role of Sattva, confidence, faith, was to keep the mind open and receptive to learning and to hearing and learning Dhamma. Morality? What is his job? Keep the mental state clean. Why? So that you don't have bad karma. Okay. Yeah, that's one reason. It's an important reason. You want conditions for growth. You want conditions for growth. You must have morality in your life. Have you heard of this expression where there are 4 kinds of people in the world? There's the one who are born in the light, head towards the dark. Born in the dark. Okay, so it's dark, light. These are the 2 dichotomy. Born in the dark, stay in the dark. Born in the dark, head towards the light. Born in the light, stay in the light. Born in the light, descend into darkness. You heard of this expression? What is this about? It's morality. Morality. You are born in the dark or the light depending on the conditions from a different time. But do you grow or do you descend? It's driven by the choices of this life. We all want to grow. We don't want to descend. So you do need morality to hold the line. Some of you may say, what if I don't believe in karma? Some still say that. What if I cannot accept karma? Or I don't believe in rebirth? It's okay. You believe in happiness, right? I mean, minimally you believe in happiness. So if you scold people or you treat people badly, what are the odds that you will one day use up all your friendship? Quite high. Then you didn't build new ones. Then at some point is sayonara. Japanese lah, Korean lah, whatever it is. At some point, you're on your own. Okay? So at one level, it's about vipaka, consequences of choices at one level. Creating the correct conditions for practice. Okay, what do I mean by that? Here in this room, for sure, you spend time on Sunday coming to do a retreat or a workshop, a Dhamma workshop. You believe in the Dhamma, right? Do you remember a time before this when you were very much a part of the secular life? You all remember that? That you had nothing to do with Dhamma. Sunday is when I sleep in. I stretch out. I read newspaper. I go for late brunch. I go back and sleep again. Watch TV. Rejoice in my family. Go for nature walk. Very hot, but go for nature walk, right? There was a time it was like that. Today, at least today, it is different. Right? How did you transit from that point to this point? I want you to think about it. How did you transit? Who would say, for as long as I can remember this life, it has always been Dhamma? Who would say like that? 对吧？没有. Okay, so which means you all had a before and after lah. So you have a BD, before Dhamma, and you have a AD, after Dhamma. Okay, so you have a before and after. Okay. Do you remember before Dhamma, when you were living the regular life? What brought you to Dhamma? What made you choose to burn Saturday after Saturday after Saturday after Saturday and occasionally Sunday? What brought you to do that? And some of you, No, not with me. You burn elsewhere. Macam Sio Kim Chua, they're still burning somewhere else. Right? Saturday or weekday, you think your own life. What brought you to Dhamma? Okay, you all have a story, right? But it must start with a choice. It must start with, for you, a choice. You chose to. And now you have come so far. So when you make that choice to go on this Dhamma journey, that's sila. That's sila. You must have sila to be able to do that. Okay? If your predecessors and you, this life, have not done enough sila, you would not have embarked on that journey. Every kusala step must start with a decision. But for you to get to that point of that decision, there has to be kusala in your mind. Has to. Okay? So that's sila. The second thing, if now every one of you happily, mindfulness, meditation, mindfulness, meditation. You yourself say one. You said that, right? You heard what I said earlier on. Without kusala, the mind cannot go quiet. Without kusala, you cannot experience jhana. For all those of you who thought that jhana is about getting the steps right, yes. Step 1, sila. And it has to be sila of the first order. It has to be sila, not of the 5 precept version. It must be sila, 5 precept plus BDMS version. No take life. Care for others. No take things. Give to others. Not just about drinking. Keep the mind. Protect the sanctity of the mind. The clarity of the mind. That version. That version. Okay? BDMS has a beautiful version thanks to Bhante Dhammika. Beautiful version. One of the best. So you gotta plead with them. Back them. Give you a book. Then you print the next 500 copies for them. You take one, pay 500. That version. Okay? That's sila. So you ask me, no sila, no friends. No friends, no kalyana mita. No sila, no dhamma. Okay? Sila. No sila, no kalyana mita. No sila, no dhamma. No sila, no right condition for practice. Don't have. So sila, very important. No sila, no jhana. Can you see all the rhythm, the rhyme? Sila, dhamma, sila, kamma, the right kamma. Sila, kalyana mita. Then you're like, yeah, it's true. They're all right. All Pali word ends with a vowel. Ni to si na. O. It's only like that. Okay, everyone? Okay. You see, inner peace, outer harmony, French connection. So it is dopamine and oxytocin. No sila, no dopamine, no oxytocin. Okay? Sila is coming. With sila, you are joyous. With sila, you have lightness. With sila, you have jhana. Okay? No sila, no samadhi. For sure. For sure. Now I tell you a story, a personal story. So you all don't feel so bad. I share with you a story. I was just telling Julian that up until I went to Yangon for my 5-year retreat, up until I went to Yangon, I never thought meditation in Singapore. My friends, they all know that. I never teach. I don't even talk about it. I hardly ever give a public talk. I think before 2015, I think there was only one public talk on meditation. It's over my dead body type. Like you ask me, okay, I dig out all the suttas and I will explain from there because mine was 50-50. I call it 50-50. Every time I sit, there's a 50-50 chance I'll get stillness before 2015. And how to teach? How you bring a teacher to go and teach you teach you driving. He only got 50-50 pass rate. You dare to learn from him or not? Like Monday can langgar, other day no langgar. Cannot. 50-50 cannot teach. 50-50 cannot talk. Who are you to talk? Talk only. I am not NATO. Okay. So when I was in Yangon, I told myself, how to be a teacher? You need to teach half the Dhamma. Teach half Dhamma, don't teach jhana. How? This is something a bit off, right? So I told my good friend Yen, I told her, I said, Yen, I'm going to start all over again. Start meditation, point 1, all over again with the suttas and all. Then she said, why? I said, because I'm 50-50. I cannot go around being called Miss 50-50. Hello, Miss got up. How can? Right? Cannot. So then she said, Ayya, why you waste time starting with jhana? Because she totally doesn't believe in jhana. She's very good. Okay? Yen is very good. But she doesn't believe. Why? Jhana not important. I said, move on. Because she's going for like the big one, right? The big end. I said, cannot. Want to teach, must get it right. I spend weekend. So every day, I'm living alone in Yangon. I really japa bosi. Okay, very free. Singapore government pay me to be very free. On the weekend, weekday I'm not free. So it was reading, reflecting, and it's quiet. It's so quiet. My place was haunted, but it's quiet. Okay. Yeah, quiet, very quiet. And I could meditate. And I examined the sutta, Satipatthana, Anapanasati, Kayagata Sati Sutta. I one by one, I unveiled them, sat down, dissected them step by step, make notes, reflected, make some more notes, reflect some more. Some days so beautiful, mind go quiet. Some day, why off? Then I even went into it in Pali. Must be the English translation got problem. Dug out the Pali, went through the words. Then I realized the missing word, sila. Secluded from sensuous desire, secluded from akusala. We usually start with put the mind attention here, and then you start to do this and you focus there. I forgot the first two lines, the first two phrases. So I sat back and I said, the Buddha started teaching on the jhana always with these two words. Secluded from sensuous desire, secluded from unwholesome mental states. It's about sila. It's not that I don't know. I have always known, yet I don't know because you didn't pay attention. I spend weeks, because I live alone, I only have one person in the office with me and a whole bunch of other people who are all reporting to me are very free one. All I need to do is say, do this. Nobody's going to say, why, boss? Why? You know what I'm saying? So life was great. There was no reason to have akusala at all. You live alone. What are you angry with? Table and chair. Why are you always in the way? What's wrong with you? Can you move yourself out of my way? That cannot be. So I was very peaceful. I've gone for weeks and months. Since I have a driver, I don't even have to honk at people. Then people cut your lane. Myanmar will cut in your place one. You cut in your lane left, cut in your lane right. You learn to like let it go, right? And so then what happened? Oh man, like that. The mind was like that. What is like that? Uju, right? Straight up. That is how you feel. When you start to go into a state of mind that's quiet, you feel this pull. The mind goes straight, very still, lightness. Then my track record not so jialat already. I A-star student. Have to be A-star. Then you know how to teach. You know how to explain. So it's a personal experience. It's a personal experience. Sila was what made that difference. Then I realized that in many cases, the really good Sangha, when they teach, always talk about the smile on the face. The smile, the lightness, the kindness, the Brahma Vihara, the training in daily life, the living a quiet, peaceful, joyous life. All the great Sangha who teaches meditation do not talk about the lights la, color la. No, they talk about Sila. Because with Sila in place, the sky's the limit for you. That's what you need. In daily life, cannot wait until you sit, then Sila left, Sila right. Okay? Sila left, Sila right. Cannot. Daily life, it has to be so. And then I came back and I did survey. I love survey, right? Like data point. So I need survey. I came back and I found two fellas. Amongst my friends, there are two individuals who Sila like this one, like, no, not Sila, Samadhi like this one, like this. They sit, then they fly. Yeah, then sometimes you got to like throw a string, pull them down. Okay? So I got two friends like this. I asked them, because I know them. I know them very well. One of them cannot stop smiling. Like, born the muscle all got contorted already. It's a permanent fixture. The Joker, right? The Joker. But this one is a good-looking Joker, right? Yeah. And then another one is, does this happen to you? Every time you sit, you fly. Yes, yes. Oh, actually, I got three. I remember a third one, Korean, some of this one. Yeah. And they're all like that. They all smile. They all float. Yeah. They don't get themselves wet because they float. This kind. To me, it's 3 out of 3, June one. So my own experience, 3 out of 3, June. Then I asked myself, why is it when people teach meditation, they don't emphasize this much, right? There are some teachers, I already said, the really great Sangha, they teach like that. But the others don't necessarily do that. They'll talk about sit this way, sit that way, watch this angle, watch that angle. Maybe morning sitting, night sitting. It actually doesn't matter. Nothing matters like that. The external environment is the external environment. It's the internal environment. You get this right. You get the Sila right. You smile at nothing. You're perfectly capable of smiling at nothing. Smile is good. Smile is good. You're good to go. Okay? Oh, Tiger. We continue, okay? Tiger. This is your mission. Read this sentence. What is Chaga? Then you discuss, and then you write down your answer. Oh, how many of you score well just now? 1 out of 5? 5 out of 5. Okay. Okay. Who got 5 out of 5? One is okay lah. Okay, never mind lah. Yeah, never mind lah. This one, Chaga. Chaga is very important. Okay. If you understand the Dhamma totally, Chaga will be a natural state for you. Okay? Go. Okay. Did you manage to write something? Now, I'm fully aware that we're all running low on energy. We are, right? Because you know what? You're all introverts with a few exception, who are the reason why we are also tired. We're sucking, like quietly, they're sucking away. We're all very tired, very, very tired. But still okay, right? We still need to press on, okay? I know, right? You all sat through and you read this stanza. This came from the Buddha, this stanza. Dwell at home with a heart devoid of the stain. Stain. Not one stain. Now, how do you know that a stain is there? How do you know? Huh? Unpleasant feeling. Very good. Next time when you give and you don't feel joy, or you do feel joy, but you also feel reluctance, that's the stain. Okay? You feel a little bit, that's the stain. Freely generous. No calculating. No calculation. Open-handed, no discrimination. Indiscriminate, what? Throw, okay? Now, I move it. Delighting in giving and sharing, delighting in giving. This joy. So when you give, must have joy, okay? When you give, if it is chaga, there has to be joy, okay? What's the difference between dana and chaga? What do you all think? Oh, expert already, right? What's the difference? Okay. Dana is an action. True is the verb. Chaga, adjective or noun. Okay, like you're England one, I know. But you know what I mean. It's not a verb. Okay. Now, this is the one that I want to share. Chaga takes one closer to wisdom. You want to be able to give totally. Just give. You have to take the self out of the equation. As long as there is self-interest, your chaga will shrivel out. As long as the mind starts talking. Remember what I said about akusala and shankara. The two go together. Okay? The two go together. When you give, you don't think, just do. But the moment you start asking why, who should I send this to? Should I be doing this or that? What if? A lot of shankara, right? Driven by your akusala. Don't talk. Just give. Freely giving. Open-handed. The chaga that the Buddha had in mind is altruistic, unconditional, spontaneous, joyous, devoid of ego and self-interest, no expectations. That's the description. No expectations, non-judging, non-critical, non-discriminating. The mental state, chaga mental state, powerful, uplifting feeling. So chaga, the chaga that comes out, it's very positive. Okay? Chaga, I love this little expression of the storm cloud. A truly chaga person is like a storm cloud that rains everywhere. If you are what we call kiam siap of the first order, kiam siap of the stingy of the first order, you are the rainless cloud. This cloud got no water, no soil, no water. Then there is the selective cloud. Great storm cloud, the rainless cloud, and the one that rains locally, the selective cloud. You only rain to the people you like. You rain to the little village that makes you happy. Everywhere else, sorry. Okay, so bear this in mind. Why did I say that Chaga takes you one step closer to wisdom? That first line there. You see, remember I said Saddha itself has no wisdom. Sila itself can have some wisdom. Wisdom adds to your Sila. Sila feeds the wisdom. It can work that way, that they work together. It can be separate, but they can work together. But Chaga and wisdom come together. Okay? Why? Because you need to let go. Chaga is about letting go. It's letting go of the self, letting go of my resource, letting go of time, letting go of pleasure. You can be truly Chaga if you can let go of your own pleasure. I want to watch Netflix tonight. I want to watch Netflix. But I need to go for ECG. Chaga comes in, what matters? ECG. Let go of my pleasure, we go to ECG. Sorry? You think about it, every time you let go, right? To do it, to be Chaga, you have to let go of something. If you say, oh, I let go of nothing, then you just 随缘呐. Not Chaga per se. No, there's some degree of Chaga, but you don't feel anything. It's when you have a tussle, then you do it. Chaga on that day. Then it give you joy. You go to ECG, you come very happy, right? Okay, maybe you shouldn't say it like that. It just sounds so wrong. But you feel you have done something for someone. It makes you feel sad for the family, but you are happy to help. Yes? Ehipasiko, chanting group for the deceased. So BF has a group that goes around when people pass on and they ask for chanting support. The ECG group goes and chant. Does a BDMS have one? The Bante will go. I know quite a few places. Mangala Vihara has their own. So different places will have, usually helmed by the Bante, but the ECG group is helmed by lay people. Lay people do it. And you all should. You all should. For once a year. A lot of people die every day, but you just do it once a year. You should. Because it's a learning opportunity. You go there, you see for yourself. One more being has moved on. It's a good reminder of our own life and practice. Huh? Yeah lah. You can be one. You can be next one. You every day reflect. Sure, one day will do one. Sure, one day should do one. Sure. And then when you already see, I know it was coming. Alright. So Chaga, to be able to experience Chaga properly, you have to let go. Okay, so that's one version. Did you know that letting go of akusala is Chaga? Letting go of akusala is Chaga. So you're angry with someone. You're angry. You bosong. Then at some point you say, forgive, let be. Chaga. To be able to forgive and move on is Chaga. Okay? Letting go of akusala is Chaga. Embracing kusala is Chaga. So Chaga really is about practice. Very powerful. Every single one of these mental states have a role to play for ultimate realization, enlightenment. Ultimate. So, Chaga is a very powerful one. You're very aware you're letting go of akusala, keeping the mind pure, keeping the mind wholesome, feeling joy in the Dhamma. I will do it only because I understand the Dhamma. then joy in the Dhamma. Okay? Finally. You want a break? Or we want to press on? Press on. Okay, kakak lai. Pania, last one. Wisdom. I give you the answer here. No, I forgot to change it this morning. Sudahlah. Let's just move on. The answer is there already. Chaga. Oh, hey, you think I cannot create new thing, is it? Now I want you in your group to share your own pioneer journey. Okay. I don't want, you all want a group of 5 or group of 2? Chaga, right? Share with everybody. No, I think, pioneer, I don't have to explain. It's too much to explain in one tiny afternoon now. Okay? Afterwards, I'll sum it up for you. But I want you all to think about how far have you come in the pioneer journey, specifically pioneer journey. So when you set out, when you started, what was your pioneer score? Not so bad lah. You learn under Dhammika, Dhammika. You shy or not? Say so loudly. Cannot. Oh, cannot. Okay. When you set off, when you started in this journey, before baby, okay? Yeah. What was your score? And today, what is your score? Okay? Discuss, share your pioneer journey. I gave you all 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, they're about. Okay? I know you are enjoying yourself. Sharing, which is a great thing. But I thought pioneer is extremely important, and I better sit here and explain at least key points. There are many ways to slice the pioneer cake. There are many ways. And sometimes it's easy to get lost in the pioneer forest. I said earlier, you need to be clear what is the role played by the mental state. So Sadda, keep the mind open and receptive. Sila, creating the conditions, the right conditions for spiritual practice. Whether it's in drawing people to you, having access to data, the right Dhamma, being able to still the mind so that the mind can eventually recognize the mental state as it goes through. Chaga is about letting go of your loba, letting go of the akusala. Chaga, the job of chaga is to let go. Now the job of panya, it's about judgment. Critical role played by panya is judgment, weighing possibilities, leaning on the right answer. Okay? Whether it's mundane panya, which is written here, or which teacher to go to, what Dhamma tree to back up, how do you understand the concepts? How do you apply? In the various conditions in life, where should you lean down? Should I hang around and try and change people? Should I walk away because they are fools? Should I tolerate the situation because it builds chaga? Do I not hang around because it stains the mind? You see what I'm saying? It's judgment. And you need panya to make that judgment that takes you closer to nibbana, the state of mind that we call nibbana. You have panya bapa. If your mind is blessed with cultivating the right kind of seeing, the right kind of understanding, that's panya bapa. Okay, right kind of seeing, right kind of understanding. If you are blessed that way, you are leaning in the correct direction, then the judgment that you make point to point will take you closer to nibbana, take you closer to a state of mind that can let go, that can let be. Okay, that's basically it. What exactly does panya entail? It entails a few things. Learning from outside correctly, learning from within correctly. Learning from outside, whether it's a teacher or listening to talks, we call it paratakohosa, listening to another. So you hear from outside because you have to learn from somewhere. If you learn from yourself, you are Buddha. Because we are not Buddha, we have to learn from somewhere. So do you learn from a teacher who is the person who translate the sutta for you, or from the sutta yourself? Because you've reached a certain point in your practice, you know how to read the sutta. The best is you know how to read the sutta and you have an understanding, so you can grow on your own. You don't need another. But if you haven't reached a point where you can be solo driver, okay, you still lambu, L-plate, learner car. Then so therefore you will need a teacher or a friend, a师兄, the 师姐, okay? It's okay, doesn't matter. But it means learning from outside. Now that you have learned from outside, you must apply within. So to apply within, you need a few things. You need to be able to recognize, see what's going on. The yoniso manasikara part has to do with you know what's going on, you recognize what's going on, and you apply accordingly. Paying attention correctly, applying the Dhamma in accordance with right understanding. You have to do that. So put it in daily language, regular time. It is not enough to remember. You must recognize what's going on in your mind. So then you make wise choices. Choices that, I repeat, wise means takes you closer to a peaceful mind. Any choices you make that leads you to become more agitated, it means salah. Any choice you make that leads you to become more peaceful, correct. You're on the right track. And what will get you to become more peaceful? Chaga. Because you let go of akusala. That's how they all come back again. Why would you chaga? Because Buddha says so. Because this is part of sila training. Can you see how they all link back together? All the four mental states work in tandem to give you a happier life. You must understand how they work, and you just go. Cultivate, consolidate. Okay? Panya is the one that is about learning and growth. This is the one. If all you have is 1, 2, and 3, Saddha, Sila, Chaga, you will go to heaven. For sure. For sure. Can you grow in the Dhamma? Maybe. Because the conditions are there. Because the right teacher will come your way. Because good friends will come your way. The conditions will be there for you. But the penetration, you still need mania. Can Chaga penetrate? Chaga let go on, let go. But to understand what happened after you let go is panya. You understand? So, yeah, I'll give you an example how it works. Let's say you're really angry with someone. Really angry. So annoying. Angry lah. Okay? Then you remember, Buddha said, let be. Metta, metta. Buddha said metta. Okay? Then you very guai, right? You got Saddha. Saddha. Buddha said metta, you metta. Then you metta. Metta, right? Like that. Because you human ma, then you metta, because you Saddha ma. Okay? Right? You do that. Then at some point, you got it. You really metta. You feel the joy of metta. Because you let go of the anger. That is where your chaga comes in. You let go of the anger. Then you go, oh, what just happened? I have chaga. I forgive. So my metta works. You feel joy. Okay? What got you to realize what's happening is panya. What got you to realize that it was a choice of chaga, that you practice metta, then you experience relief, cessation of dukkha. That correlation, for you to get it, it's panya. You conclude correctly. Suppose you got to the part where you chaga, feel good, chaga, feel good. Full stop. That's it. Then you went away going, next time you angry, you just metta and chaga. Why? Don't know. Because it works. So you don't have panya, you didn't penetrate. You only know the method, but you don't know what drives the method like this. Then you teach another person. So now you're very kilat, right? You teacher. You're very kilat. You go tell someone. You angry, you just metta and chaga. Can already. It is not wrong. Correct? It is not wrong. It will work. Then your student asks you, why like that? Don't know. But Buddha says so, you just do. It's called Saddha. Also can, Also can, right? Can you see? It still works. Because it's Dhamma, it will work. But why like that? Don't know. But Buddha says so, you ask so many questions for what? You'll go to hell, is it? You ask so many questions. Then, like that, law. Then you see, but it still work, right? So what is the panya for? You stop here, you just go to Sita heaven, but you may not have Nibbana. Because if something is hard enough, strong enough, intense enough, you may not be able to let go. You may not be able to metta. Your chaga not enough to metta. You see what I'm saying? And you don't know how it works, and you don't know why it works like that. Without panya, there is no final solution. Okay? Final solution. Use in a positive way. Y'all don't laugh, it means you don't know what is the final solution. Okay. Pachatam veditapu vinyuhiti. Ultimately, Dhamma has to be realized with panya. Ultimately. Okay? Cannot not have panya in spade. Otherwise, no penetration. Okay. Break. Sigh of relief. How long shall we do this? 10 minutes? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Hey, 10. Okay. Quiet. Quiet mind. Okay, this is a final exercise. Like a whole day of exercise, right? No, this is application now. Mostly when I teach Dhamma, I always talk about mental state, mental state, mental state. By now, you all know that. The whole entire DFC one is about mental states. It's today expanded over 8 weeks. So much more to say. Why? Why do I go on and on and on and on and on about mental states? Because that's who you are. You are no more than a constant shifting collaboration of mental states. You think about it. On a good day, you came this morning, right? You remember you came this morning, you bow before the Buddha. What's your mental state? One of anticipation, one of joy, perhaps. A sense of, I'm going to learn the Dhamma today. I hope she's good. I hope you're not too disappointed. And that was the foundation of your mental states. Some degree of shyness, first time meeting some friends. Fortunately, many DFC fellows are here, recognize each other. Yesterday to today, yeah, like that. What are those? They're mental states. They're a whole bunch of mental states. What we are doing is to help you understand the essential ones you must have. You want to grow, you must have these mental states. You must know what they look like, how they feel like, how Saddha feels like, how Chaga feels like, how when you are driven by your instincts, you hold the Sila line, how that feels like. And recognize the state of Panya. So when you're making judgment and you are confused, you are not sure what to do, you know for sure at that point Panya is missing. Okay? Every time you sit there and you say, what do I do? Do I stay or do I move? At that point, your Panya is lacking. That's why you don't know what to do like that. If you know what to do like that, Panya is in business. Okay. Is it you sure it's Panya? Yes, I am sure it's Panya because Panya is about judgment. This is the one that's clear. How to make that judgment call. Okay. Then in your daily life, what do you do? So you see here, how should we apply these four to juggling life's responsibilities and manage relationship? Okay, so this part is not about me telling you what to do. It is about you sitting back and reflecting on for yourself. What are the 3 big challenges you have? This for yourself. You take a step back. I know I say group activity is after you reflect first. Then you go into a group to share, to learn from each other. And I want you to think about 3 big, okay, maybe not 3, it's just 1, no time for 3. 1 big thing for you in your life today. What is the 1 big thing? If you die tonight, what's left to be done? It's that 1 thing. Maybe it's worrying for family members. Maybe it is about some unfinished work, business. Maybe it is about, I haven't finished my Dhamma journey. I don't want to leave. I could come so close to understanding. I don't want to move. Maybe, who knows? So, reflecting thus for yourself, how do you think these 4 mental states can help you? Okay, whatever that you have to tackle, how do you think these 4 mental states can help you? This is your reflection. Then having kind of workout. Now you are free to tell your friend, I reflect first, you reflect first, then we share. You can do it that way. But what I want now is for your friend and you to have that conversation and help each other. Something unresolved. How would these 4 mental states help? What can you share with your friend? Can? Okay, quietly reflect 10 minutes. 10 minutes for this exercise. Okay, you see some of those words there. Those are very important words. Okay, those are very important words. The first word says balance. You know about the Eightfold Path. You know about, what's the Eightfold Path? What's another name for the Eightfold Path? The middle path. It means balance. Okay? If your practice is unbalanced, you will fall off. There was a time you were only interested in knowledge and you progressed to meditation. Sila, you just assume you know what to do. Didn't really emphasize much, just you know what to do. I very Sila, I 5 precept one. Chui jump go, I 8 precept, okay? You say like this. It means not balance. Because in daily life, you were not focusing on chaga. You're not focusing on purifying mind. You don't have metta necessarily. Every time your mind becomes aware, are you aware? So sati, suddenly there is sati. You're aware. Are you aware of wholesome, unwholesome? The odds are unwholesome. Then try to be wholesome. Then if that's the case, so the sila part of the house is not there, not well constructed. If sila is not the foundation, samadhi won't happen, not easily. That's why you take 45 minutes to get to quiet and then 15 minutes run through the last part, assuming you have 1 hour. Okay? So for those of you who say, I have always been interested in the Dhamma. I've always dissected. I was there. Always dissected. So clear. So clear as in terms of learning. So I have knowledge, right? But not enough sila, right? Somebody like that, lor. So then what happened? Don't live in the Dhamma. You live partially in the shadow of the Dhamma. It's like a sense of the Dhamma somewhere, but not quite strong. Then you don't walk the Dhamma path. What does it mean by walking the Dhamma path? It really means in daily life, you're very aware when craving arises or wanting arises. Then the mind says, let go, it's okay, let be. Chaga kicks in. And then, oh, there's mindfulness, there's awareness. There is just present in the Dhamma. Very peaceful. I sit there in watching the MRT. I do not take picture of people to post on Storm and complain. It's just like, nice. And then, moving on. That's balance. That's balance. You have all 3 balance, whether your balance is Panya Sila Samadhi, or your balance is these 4 fellas, or your balance has to do with the other one, the practitioner components. The one that says Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, whichever balance. But the 5 are there, or the 3 are there, or the 4. Buddha says 4, you better have 4. Buddha says 3, you better have 3. If you're so clever, 7 factors of enlightenment, you better have 7. Okay? Why must it be like that? When they come together as a cluster, this is when your mind is in the Dhamma. That's the moment when the mind wobble into the Dhamma and it's balanced. Okay? That's the point. If you have 1 of 7, 2 of 7, 1 of 3, not full, no balance, incomplete, no Dhamma, got karma. Okay? So that's one way to reflect on the practice, to stay in the practice. The second permutation is a different permutation. Can we flow all? If you are on track, they are all the same. If you don't understand, then they seem like they're different. So the second permutation, moderation and contentment, right? It's a form of chaga. But this is a state of mind when you go into moderation. Moderation, contentment, they come together. Contentment and gratitude, they come together. Okay? They come together, meaning to say you have one, they have all. And this is when you like content, content. What is there? Sila is there. Samadhi is there. Why are you so content? Panya is there. You see what I'm saying? So these mental states are very cute. They seem different, but they are not different. They're all the same. They come together, align together, they're very happy. I said empathy and compassion. Okay. Once you begin to see yourself as no different from everyone else, actually, this is how you will see the world. As your practice progresses, as it becomes clearer to you about contentment, about moderation, about letting be, about acceptance, and so on and so forth, at that point, what you will experience is the Brahma Vihara. Brahma Vihara, metta, compassion, mudita, compersion, upeka. All these are all mental states. When these mental states are in place, this is when you are plugged in to the world. The world is you, you are the world. Meaning you're connected to everyone else. You no longer see the world in differentiated terms. Will that happen? Yes. If you are on track. If your mind starts to let go of the I, lets to get no longer caught up in yourself. It starts to connect with others. This is a sense of the self will start to disappear. Your empathy becomes very strong. Okay? Your empathy is not perfect. There's no compassion. Your compassion is cepalang. Half baked, half baked. Okay. So what does all these things mean for you? That's for you to answer, right? What is all these learning today? What do they mean for me, for you? This is where you will write down your reflection. How would you practice? What is one thing I will do differently now that I know? How do you practice? How do you live your life? What is one thing? Why one thing? More than one thing you cannot remember. Is it really about your storage capacity, the RAM capacity? Okay. What is one thing you will do differently now that you know? And you hold yourself to that. Okay? Okay? Okay, go right. For yourself, right for yourself. Personal reflection. Partner activity means if you're done writing, you want to share with your friend, and your friend doesn't mind listening to you. Jaga, okay? Jaga. Can continue. Okay? Not believe it. This class is like completely diffused, right? Deflated. We can only have half-day workshop. Now DSE learn, we can only have half-day workshop. A budget. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do a much simpler one. No more guided meditation. You're so hopeless, right? Cannot lah. So this is what I want you all to do. Okay? I will guide you to a point and then I let go of the hand. Then you're on your own. So this is what you must do. Deep breath first. Deep breath. Stretch your body a bit. Stretch the body a bit. Straighten it. Now be comfortable. Deep in. Exhale. Deep in. Exhale. Deep in. Exhale. So you spend a whole day. Your mind must be tired. You will see a heaviness, some of you. I want you to look at the mental states now, quietly. Just breathe in, and as you breathe out, be aware of the mental states. As you breathe in, and you breathe out, your task is to look at the mental states. Whatever that you notice, which is the most prominent mental state, the most prominent mental state, just identify it. Whatever the mental state is. Then if you say, don't have, then you go watch your breathing. If there is, just identify it, label it. You're going to let go of your hands. You're on your own now. I'll see you in a short while. mind should settle on contentment. Breathe in and you breathe out. You feel contentment. Feel contentment. Yeah, I'm going to do one final gentle guided exercise with you. So you sit here, you have benefited a whole day from the chaga and the support rendered by BDMS. Whole day. So this is what you must do. You have gratitude. You feel gratitude. In your mind, allow this gratitude to swell. Feel the gratitude swelling. You breathe in, you feel this gratitude swelling. As you breathe out, this gratitude change into merits for others. Share the merits, today's wholesome practice with all sentient beings. This is your job. Feel this gratitude. Joy. Then when you are done, deep breath. Stretch your fingers. Then open your eyes. Okay. You better? You better? Half of you were sleeping. And the half that was sleeping, half of them were trying not to snore. It's like, oh man, oh man. How can you not tell? How can you not tell? It's very obvious, you know. Well, some so obvious you are nodding. Some didn't even pretend, just come out deep breathing. So normally if you're like that one, the odds are you are sleeping. Odds are you are like that. Because the mind goes back, it draws towards the heart region. Some were so happy sleeping, like, oh. Your head, I worry for the neck. There were all kinds. I don't know how many of you managed to stay completely clear and alert. Did you manage to? You drifted. Oh, huh? The thoughts drifted. What did it drift towards? Ah, that's okay. But you're aware you drifted, right? You're aware that it is wanting to go towards the Dhamma. Then your mind goes back to the Dhamma. Let it go. Follow it. Okay, it is not all about just holding here. It wants to go to learn the Dhamma, you follow it. Let it go. Then, like, yeah, but then we're meditating cannot learn Dhamma, meh? Can reflect on Dhamma, you know. Provided mindfulness is there. So you are aware that you're staying with the trend of thought. That is okay. Any question? Anyone has any question? Yes. Oh, wait. Orange is coming to you.
Thank you. So thinking about living the Dharma in the daily life, right? So like a lot of times we know that there are things that are not wholesome, but yet we voluntarily happily go and do it. So for example, watching drama, going to movies, we know that's not wholesome, right? Like it arise a lot of mental unwholesome mind, but we still willingly want to go to watch. Or rather, sometimes you feel like lazy day, like you said just now, Sunday, sleep late, right? Eat late brunch, sleep again. I do it many times. That's last week only also, for example, right? And you know it's not something good, but you still want to do it as
You're
well.
so judging. Shouldn't judge too much.
It's just judging. Isn't this factual though? Unwholesome is very clear cut, right? Unwholesome mental states.
Relax is a good thing. Balance. Okay, let me explain. You're lay people. You want to continue living for now. Later, don't know. But for now, you're not ready to let go of the sensual delights of life. Let go of sensual delight lah. But make sure there is balance. So even as you enjoy, you make sure you cultivate certain mental states. Your enjoyment should not cause pain and suffering to another. You cannot derive pleasure from causing others pain. Okay? You learn chaga, take time to support, to serve, to give, to help. You do that. There is nothing wrong wanting to spend time to indulge in your sensuous delights. There is nothing wrong. You perceive it as this akusala is wrong. How fast, how deep, how well you want to practice, how disciplined is your choice. But on the day when I feel I just want to do this, then let be. Because when the wisdom comes, you will drift towards the Dhamma one. Okay? When you are very hard on yourself, you may even resent the Dhamma. You want to build some discipline and create a certain good habit. Very good. It helps. But it cannot be so hard. You lost the middle path. That balance, you lose it. So I'm not saying indulge at all time. I'm saying it is not wrong. It is not sinful. You are not going to hell because you watch Netflix. Okay? You don't worry about that. Because a lot more time if you spend reflecting on the Dhamma, all those time that you spend to reflect, to sit in kusala, they can mitigate, they can help you. Okay, they'll be fine. I think what you need to do for yourself is let's go by the proportion thing. 10, 90, 8, 20, 80, 70, 30. You know, it's just you. You go find that balance that you are now happy with. And you say, okay, for 2 hours, I'm just going to enjoy myself on the television. So be it. So be it. You just go ahead. But your kind of enjoyment must have, no need to be about Buddha lah, light or Buddha type, but your type of enjoyment, let's not overdo it. Balance, balance. Okay, why do I say this? The time of the Buddha, Mahanama, you know, the reason I started writing this book is because of this conversation between Mahanama and the Buddha. Mahanama is his first cousin, very, very devout. And Mahanama, we know that Kapilavatthu must have been very busy, very crowded, lots of traffic, because he complained to the Buddha. He said, I sometimes worry that I might get into accident, and then when something happens, I don't know what's going to happen to my mind. You know, we all have this kind of fear, right? Then Buddha said, don't worry, your mind is consolidated in 5 mental states, you're fine. So the 5 mental states are Saddha, Sila, Sota. Sota is learning, which is over there. Chaga and Panya. You have these 5, you're fine. Meaning to say something happens, don't worry, you still end up in the right place. Okay? The Buddha, in this conversation, explained clearly, Saddha, what's it going to do with Netflix? Sila, what's it going to do with Netflix? Chaga sometimes eats a bit into Netflix lah. Sota also eats a bit into Netflix lah. Panya, what is that going to do in Netflix? In a way. So what it means is when your mind starts to lean towards the Dhamma, it will happen one. It will happen. A day will come when you, sudahlah, not interested anymore. And then it will happen. And then you drift towards the Dhamma already. I mean it. It will happen. The more you understand, the more you see the mind, the more you realize that pleasure is temporary. The more that happens, the more you lean away from the Kama Chanda. It will happen. But when you nge lai in the initial period, this is not your style, but you nge lai. Why? Because it's sinful. Because it's not what Buddha wants. Buddha didn't know there's TV. Because, no TV. In fact, you won't be so strict, I'll say take away your phone. You won't be so strict, take it away. Because you think it's only television. You every day will go check WhatsApp, got check. Oh, I'm so glad none of you were checking WhatsApp. Like check. That's addiction. There's a form of addiction. So if you're really, really strict, then you really let go of all the delights. You're lay people, you're not Sangha. Sangha is different. Sangha, you already decided, this is the life. This is the life I'm going to chong. That's why you let it all go. All the pleasures, non-delight in all the world. This is the life you've chosen to do it. But as a lay person, what is your duty? Support Dhamma Sangha. Support propagation. Do your part to fix your mind. Do your part to inspire your family and your loved ones around you. Be Sila. Be Chaga. Inspire others with your faith. And in moments, reflect on the Dhamma. That's your job. That's your mission. Okay? What's your balance? No, what's your balance? What do you think is a good balance? What do you all think? It's your own balance. What is yours? Sorry? Right. So if yours is 90-10, right? If yours is 90-10, but your 10 on the Dhamma, your 10 is you're very dedicated. You will sit, you will reflect, you will serve. In your 10%, you will sit, you're dedicated, you will serve. Okay? As opposed to someone who is 50-50. But you're 50-50 done with a lot of resentment. I want to watch TV, but cannot. Because, right, sinful, must practice. So you're 50-50 with a lot of akusala, which you don't even realize. But your 10 and your 90, your 10 is fully dedicated. Joyous like anything. 10% only, but very joyous. Every time you come to BDMS, you serve, you support, you clean floor, you brush, clean this place up. Happy like a lark. Beautiful. Your chaga is pure. Your service is pure. You understand? It's quality, not quantity. Quality of the mind. Okay? But you cannot help it one. Every time you watch TV, you feel bad. So if I were you, I stop. Because you feel bad, ma. I watch TV, I no regrets one. Yes. Last night I just watched Monkey God. The new one. The cartoon. So funny. I laugh and I enjoy. And this is before coming to run a workshop. Then you say, you watch TV, yeah? I know Marvel, I know. Then you say, then like that how? Like that lor. Because it doesn't linger. I don't think about the show one. I watch happy already, I move on. Now I watch the Cantonese version. Hey, the monkey got a Cantonese version, very cute. You will love it. It's so funny. He's so funny. Okay, this is just not so appropriate, right? Huh? It's okay. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay. You don't have. I don't have to be. I don't have to pretend one. I'm just like that. This is a human world. I didn't say I'm a sangha. No. Worldling, right? Worldling. Yeah. But moderation. Okay. I should not watch Monkey God 1, Monkey God 2, Monkey God 3 in one night. We shouldn't do that lah. I cannot teach already. There's one and okay, let it go, move on. And don't think about it like, yeah. Don't do that. Move on. Okay? Yes. Mic coming.
Sister Sylvia, I understand that like this period of chaga, we should also extend it to like dearly departed ones, like when we share merits with them. So I just question because I struggle to try to understand why we do that, because firstly I just assume that once one is in another realm, they are like in another realm, or they are reborn, whether they can even get it. So that's my first question. My second question is, to what extent is this cultural, or to what extent is this really in the suttas? And even in the sutta, sometimes some of the very fantastical aspects, like in Vika Nikaya, you see a lot of gods and everything. I understand that these are probably added in a little bit later. So I'm not quite sure whether, I don't know how to navigate this. Like, yeah, so maybe if you can share your thoughts a little bit on this.
A few things. For those of you who are very anxious about this, check out Janu Soni Sutta. Someone can help with the SN Janu Soni Sutta. JANU SONI. This is exactly the same kind of conversation the Brahmin Janusoni asked the Buddha. We do all these dana and we dedicate them in memory of our loved ones and so on and so forth. Does it work? Basically, does it work? Buddha says sometimes it does. Sometimes your relative didn't receive it. So say, why? Why does it sometimes work? So there's a particular realm where they particularly need this, which is the Peta realm. The Peta realm, they will need your material support and mental support. If your relative had been born an animal or a fellow human into the hell or they don't need it from you. It's like I want to donate to Elon Musk, $50. Like Elon Musk, right? I just earned that in 1 second, or maybe split nanosecond, right? So they don't need it from you. Okay, then Janusuni said, then if they are not there, what if I have no relatives in the Peta realm? Buddha said not possible. It's impossible. You've been through so many rebirths, so many lives. It's impossible not to have a past relative there. And then this guy, very persistent, insisted, but hypothetical. I don't have relatives in the Pita realm. Then the Buddha say that you have no relatives there, but it's never lost. You yourself benefit. When you dedicate, when you dedicate, when you share, you yourself will benefit from that merits, the chaga. So, does it work? Yes. AN 10 177, Janusuni Sutta. So it can work. No, it will work. Especially if they are in the Peta realm. If not, you yourself benefit, he said. Why do we do these things? Partially because we want to remember. The other one that you can refer to is Thirakutta Sutta. KHP. Thirakutta is KHP. Kudaka Pata. I think. I only remember suttas. I don't remember where they come from. All recorded, of course. Yeah. And to me, actually, it is my gratitude. When I do these things, whether or not someone is at the receiving end, to me, is not important. It's learning in my heart, learning to remember another, learning to recall the gratitude. They have loved me, they have supported me. I remember you. So I learn to get out of me, get out of yourself, to remember another. So that is one perspective that you can adopt. Someone asked me this, what if it's very hard to believe in rebirth and all? So can I still follow Dhamma? Of course. The Dhamma is not just about rebirth. That is a small part of the story. The much bigger part of the story is your mind. Your mind in this current state. How do you keep it wholesome? And then you experience joy. Your mind is you. By the choices that you make, you fix your happiness here and now. If there were no rebirth, so be it. You already have a happy life. If there were rebirth, then doing it right by karma is a protection for you. It's a win-win for you. Why not? Okay. Okay. Next.
Hi, Sister Sylvia. So, the second of the 10 fetters, as I understand, one of, I think is Silapata Paramasa. Sorry? Third one. Oh, sorry, third. So commonly translated as adherence to precepts and observances or attachment to rites and rituals. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Okay. If you look at your own life, all these fetters pertain to your life. Okay, your habits, your own habits. If you look at your own mind, right, when you embrace a faith, doesn't matter whether it's Buddhist or Taoist or whatever, when you embrace a faith, do you ask this question, so what do I do? Do you ask that question? You want to do it right by the teaching, ma? Do you always ask, so what do I do? Okay. You all know that, huh? Sometimes you hold that belief very tight. I must do it like this, that only then I will get the full benefits of the faith. I must do it like this. When you perceive the world through that lens in this way, your practice is very tight because you're not practicing based on understanding. It's just practicing on the rules and regulations. You understand? Huh? Because of that, if you practice based on pure rules and regulations without understanding why, that blindly adhering to rules and regulations or practices and observances, whatever you call it, it means based on my teaching, these are the prescribed steps. And I don't know why, but if Buddha says so, must be so. I just do without understanding why. When you do that in that way, your mind actually becomes very tight, very hard, rigid. If the mind is hard and rigid, there is no nibbana. There is no lightness. Okay? Then why is it a sotapanna would actually drop that fetter? It's a fetter, right? Ties you to rebirth. Why does a sotapanna drop that fetter? Because the sotapanna dropped the 3 fetters dealing with views. We all have views. Our favorite belief system. We believe, and it's very strong. And those views, inconsistent with the Dhamma, they all have to drop. Otherwise, you are trapped in a certain way of thinking. You can't see the Dhamma. You understand? So that's why it's the third one. It comes together. The 3 of them, there's no such thing as I drop 1 count or not. Don't have. You will drop 3. If your understanding deepens to the degree that your attachment to the I drop, to that degree, all 3 will drop at the same time. It may be one after another, understanding deepens, but it will drop, the 3 of them. Not, I drop 1 this life, then next life drops the second one, the third, finally I complete my journey 3rd life from now. It does not work like that. Okay? So, to recap, the first one, Sakaya Ditti. The first one that drops, Sakaya Ditti. We all have a deep sense of the I. We cling on to the notion of the self. I believe in the self. I cannot let go of the self. How can there not be a self? That's the one that first drops. Then that one drops, you already see the Dhamma. Conditional arising, you see the Dhamma. That's why you have no more doubt about the teaching. Then, if these 2 drop, why would you be holding on to the rules without proper understanding? There are some things you will do because you know it's going to mess up your mind, or if you don't do it. You don't do it because you don't want your mind to mess up. You avoid doing the thing to avoid messing up the mind. You will do the thing, do whatever that you do. Like I observe precepts. I keep the precept because I don't want to mess up the mind. And not because it's the precept Buddha says so. That's the difference. If I accept it because I don't want to mess up the mind, I understand how this works, I will continue to do it that way, so be it. That is okay. It should be like this. You remember there was a story of this monk. At some point, he went to the Buddha and said, I cannot take it, Buddha. You got 227 rules, so hard, so hard. This monk said. Buddha said, if I give you only 3 rules, you can or not? He think. He said, 3 can, 3 I can. Higher mind, higher practice. Higher mind, higher training. Higher mind, higher training. I think it's understanding or something. I can't remember the third one. What does it mean, right? It means he understands the Dhamma. He avoids wrong speech and action. And he does the jhana. Those are the 3 things. Buddha said only 3 rules. He said, can. These 3 I can. Fundamentally, 227 is at 3. But he didn't know, ma. He thought Buddha gave him special. 3 only. And this monk who wanted to give up, became an Arahant. So 227 down to only 3. Then you say, then does that mean they must follow the rules? You don't know any better, you follow. But you understand you will not break anything. It's nothing to do with 227. There will be an Arya will not be arguing whether Milo can eat or not afternoon. An Arya Sangha will not be arguing. Is it Milo? Maybe milk can. Chocolate cannot. Unless you go to the kitchen and boil it, then I can. It will never happen. This will never happen. Sangha will not be like that. The Arya Sangha. Okay? Any more?
Would it be right if we say that from the point of Buddhism, that life is pointless in itself, because then everything just arises and passing away, and therefore there's no real meaning, no real nothing real there, right? So no real meaning there. Therefore, there's no point, and then maybe the only point is that to end these things is like Nibbana. Would that be right to say that?
I will not say it that way ever. Because if I say it that way ever, a lot of people will lose faith. It cannot be said like this. Okay? There will always be meaning of sort. I tell you the story of the Buddha himself. After he became the Buddha, he's completed his journey, right? He sat down and he said, who should I go and serve? Who should I serve? Because life is without meaning if you're not serving. Then he think, but there's no one worthy of service by the Buddha. No human, no gods. No more. Okay. Serve the Dhamma. Serve the Dhamma. This is where life is meaningful. So what it means by this story, right, is there will always be meaning for the individual. For the individual, okay? Serve good is meaningful. Because you don't die yet. You can't stay dead. Actually, you do die, but you can't stay dead. You will keep coming back. They will keep having recurrence. It's strange. I think maybe this two must not come so close. And as long as you are not enlightened, there will always be your duty to keep fixing this mind. You are part of a parade of arising. You're part of a parade of arisings. You must do your part for the one who comes after. If you are enlightened fully, you are Arahant, then you say, like that, lor. You won't be talking about meaning or not, you will just serve. But you're not an Arahant, you're still in this journey to say life is without meaning. Actually, it is a reflection of Vibhava Tanha, a mind that wants to end it. That is not wisdom. Having that mind is not wisdom. It is dosa and moha. So that's not good either. So you must remember that, okay? Do not fall into the temptation of people who say the Buddha's teaching is about meaninglessness of life. Not true. Life will always find its meaning. With wisdom, you will find the one that really matters. With wisdom. Without wisdom, bo pian na. But with wisdom, you'll find the one that matters. Okay? No more? Hey, go home. Any more? Yay. Any? We're good? Let's see whether there's. Yeah. See my doggy, so cute. Okay, just one final point. And this is one of my favorite lines. Hindered by ignorance, fettered by craving. That's what drives us around. Hindered by ignorance, fettered by craving. So the practice is about overcoming ignorance and taming craving. What do I mean? If you look at your own mind, what are you chasing? Chasing life, right? Chasing experiences, chasing taste, chasing. Our entire life is chasing. That is your ignorance. Ignorance, your sanya does not lean naturally to the noble truths. The sanya is not there. But you're not aware you're chasing, that you want, you seek. Even here, sitting down here, learning the Dhamma, you still seek. Seek the Dhamma, seek the knowledge, want to know. What did the Buddha teach? Explain 20,000 times, but yeah, what did the Buddha teach? Explain already. I know, but what did the Buddha teach? You're still chasing, you're just seeking. Okay? The mind cannot see that. And the battery underneath, that battery, it's craving. It's a natural state. And you don't realize it. We don't realize it. You don't realize this craving. So in practice, mind goes quiet, sati is present when there's mindfulness. What must you look out for? For that craving. Sitting in deep meditation, I said contentment, moderation, contentment, right? What are you looking out for? For that craving, for that state called craving. It's there. It's very clear. It's there. I can see the big one, cannot see the subtle one. You must see all the way down to the most subtle of that craving. Because as long as it is there, you will experience dukkha. Subtle or strong, you will experience dukkha. As long as that battery is there. Okay? So what must I do? Mind must go quiet. It must be able to observe the mental states, and it must recognize that craving. Then it must tell itself moderation and contentment. Chaga, if you like, they are all the same. It means letting be. Earlier on, I kept saying, it will happen one. You will start to let go. It will happen. As your understanding deepens, letting go becomes natural. Why? Because you don't shift overnight. You shift over time. You will shift. For those of you who have been on this journey for a while, let me ask you, how far have you come? How far have you come? Yeah. Has it shifted already? Is it shifted? Is it obvious to you? Is it obvious to your wife? Is it obvious, huh? Has it shifted for you guys? It has, for sure. From the point you started to the point you are today, shifted. Shifting is good. It means Dhamma is working. Chinese medicine working. You will get there. You will get there. But it takes a while. Slowly you ease your way there. Okay? Literally you ease into the Dhamma. Okay, are we good? That's it.
Um, and 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 after that we'll have a group photo.
I would like to invite everyone to thank your Dhamma brothers and sisters for a whole day of sharing. Just talk to each other and say thank you.
We'll do the closing chant and then we'll take a group photo. There's a follow-up workshop on the 22nd of October. It's on a Sunday. We won't be putting on Eventbrite because I think everybody here, most of you will be here. So it's either you all keep the name tag or just drop it at the counter. Okay? All right? Anything else?
Before the closing chant, also another announcement. Sister Sylvia Bay's book is available at the table. So you all can help yourself to the 2 books, correct, sister? You want them to take. Okay, so 2 books. And so it will be 29th of October. Yes, correct. Last Sunday of October. So we'll be looking forward for the second session by Sister Sylvia Bay. And also kindly take her book and read. It's available on the desk. And also Bhante Dhammika has actually did a revision for his Good Karma, Bad Karma, What is Karma? So this book is also available courtesy of an Indonesian donor. So please help yourself to his latest edition. Okay, so now we'll do the closing chant, which is on page 48 of the Puja book. Mano pun bang kemadama, mano seta, mano maya. Manasa che patutena vasativa karotiva tato nang dukhamam veti chakam va vato padam. Mano pun bang kemadama, mano seta, mano maya, manasa che pasanena, vasativa karotiva. Tato nang sukhamam veti chayava anapayini. Tato nang sukhamam veti chayava anapayini. Tato nang sukhamam veti chayava anapayini. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To close the session, we'll do 3 bows to the Buddha. Thank you for your attendance for today.